treated as a young physician.
I was in New York at the beginning of the AIDS epidemic when we started seeing all these gay men and drug users with these weird infections, and nobody had a clue what it was.
The mystery of Morgellons soon caught the attention of a Tulsa, Oklahoma researcher, Dr. Randy Wymore. His search began here.
Here's a lovely red.
He wondered, could the fibers in the skin simply have rubbed off of people's clothing?
Here's a nice blue material that probably will have some loose fibers that can be pulled off with Scotch tape.
When you took all of these clothing fibers and put them underneath the microscope, did it look like the fibers underneath the skin of the Morgellons patients?
No, not at all. Totally different.
Satisfied the fibers weren't textiles, Dr. Wymore consulted with colleagues at Oklahoma State University.
I didn't know what to think at first. I, of course, did a little research.
I will admit that at first I was a little skeptical.
Doctors Rhonda Casey and Steve Eddy agreed to see Morgellons patients.
That is definitely not a hair, the blue thing there. I'm going to get that. I'd like forceps and a slide.
We were there one day when they brought in 4 patients.
I'm going to see if I can get the little purple-looking thing.
Extracted fibers from under their skin.
Oh, I got it.
Made slides and looked at them under a microscope.
Ooh, it's red.
Actually, it's red and blue.
And this is what they saw. Black, red, and blue fibers lurking under the skin. Now they've seen about 25 patients, and the OSU doctors are convinced Morgellons is real. But the medical establishment says they are wrong.
Morgellons is not real.
Dr. Noah Scheinfeld is assistant professor of dermatology at Columbia University. So this is all in their heads?
It's all in their heads. This is somebody who's picking at themselves, and people can pick at themselves for all kinds of reasons.
But how does he explain the fibers? Dr. Scheinfeld says once the patients create a sore, they shove fibers into it.
There was absolutely nothing on the surface there.
But the OSU doctors say that's impossible. They say they found most of the fibers away from the sores, under unbroken, smooth skin. Still, no matter who you believe, there was one question no one here could answer for us.
You've looked at these fibers under the microscope. What do you think they are?
Oh, I have absolutely no clue.
But Dr. Vitaly Satovsky thinks he might know.
We take this piece of skin, and then we extract genes from them.
This biologist at SUNY Stony Brook says he found a gene that only exists in plants inside the skin of the Morgellons patients. Many of the people who claim to have Morgellons have spent time working in the soil.
Do you think in a couple of years you might be eating your words? Maybe research will show you're wrong?
In this case, I don't think so.
I would challenge any of these physicians who think that we are just feeding into the delusions to come and examine a group of these patients and see what I've seen.
Okay, why not take these strings to an outside lab or 2 or 3 and get some other opinions on what exactly they are?
Right, that would seem the logical thing to do, would be to do that. There's a one-word answer as to why that hasn't been done, and that answer is money. It takes money to do the full battery of tests that would be required to even get close to figuring out what these fibers are. Most doctors think this isn't real. They think it's in the patient's head, so they say, why in the world would we spend money on this? And the doctors who do believe in this, they haven't at this point been successful in convincing anybody to give them the money to do those kind of tests.
All right, so for the patients that are going in and the doctors that believe them, are they giving them any type of treatment? Do they know how to treat it?
They've tried a whole bunch of different things. They've tried antiparasitics, antifungals, antibiotics. They've had a little bit of success with antibiotics to fight the fibers you're seeing now, but really not a whole lot. They've only worked for some people, not for others, and for those that have where it's worked temporarily.
So for the doctors that are saying no, they're faking this, they're doing it to themselves, aren't they from all over the country? It's not like they're just in one area.
Right. The patients are from all over the place, and they don't know each other, so you might think, well, gosh, how could they all fake the same symptoms? And again, a one-word answer, the doctors who are sitting would say, the Internet. You can go on the Internet and find out what the alleged symptoms are for this alleged disease, and you could just fake them. You could just go to a doctor and say them, or you could create sores and stuff in fibers that looks like the ones on the Internet. So the doctors who are kind of the naysayers here, they think the Internet plays a huge role in this.
All right, keep us updated.
Okay.
Thanks, Elizabeth.